everyone, welcome to Monday Positivity. And today's episode is all about a topic that's close to many of our hearts, finding that delicate balance between our personal and professional lives. We live in a world where our personal and professional lives often intertwine, especially with the constant connectivity that technology brings. So it's really important to separate our personal and professional lives because sometimes with this constant connection with technology, the line that separates personal and professional lives, this line is blurry. And it is really important to separate these two lives. And in today's episode, we are going to talk about how we can do that. But before we dive into the ways to keep these two lives separate, let's first understand why it is actually so important to keep these two lives separate, right? Because if we can understand the why we want to do that, how becomes easier, right? And maintaining a separation between personal and professional life is important for a lot of reasons, and it contributes to overall well being and success in both areas, both personal and professional life. So, let's first try to understand why we need that. The number one reason that I can find is that if we can keep these two lives separate, it gives us time for our personal pursuits. If you're somebody like me who wants to enjoy life to the fullest, and what I mean by that is who wants to grow in all areas of life, not just career wise, but emotionally, mentally, spiritually, you need to separate these two lives. Otherwise, you will not be able to find time for other things in life. Keeping personal and professional life separate is crucial for achieving a healthy work life balance where you can also find time for your hobbies, your personal pursuits. If you can keep these two lives separate, it will ensure that you have time for relaxation, you have time for personal pursuits, spending quality moments with family and friends. So, striking this balance helps prevent burnout and it also promotes mental and emotional well being. And that actually leads me to my second point, which is to get fulfillment in personal life. See, when personal and professional boundaries become blurred, there is a risk of burnout. And overextending oneself by constantly working or bringing work related stress into personal life can actually lead to physical and mental exhaustion. So it is important that we maintain separation that allows for necessary breaks and rejuvenation. Having a clear distinction between personal and professional life allows individuals to fully engage in personal activities without the distraction or stress of work. This promotes a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction in personal relationships, in your hobbies, in your self care activities. You don't want to be waking up in the morning thinking about work. You want to wake up in the morning, find some moments for yourself. And it is actually very true for highly sensitive people. And I can't speak for everyone, I can't speak for every highly sensitive individual, but personally, I've felt that when I wake up in the morning, I really want time for myself. I want to start my day with meditation, other self care activities, journaling, and all of that. So, if you can maintain a distinction, if you can maintain a boundary between your work life and your personal life, you can actually find fulfillment in your personal life and in your professional life as well. And now let me talk about professional life because I talked about fulfillment in personal life. So it also provides fulfillment in your professional life. How? Well, you will have improved focus and it will increase your productivity. When individuals can concentrate solely on work during designated hours because they feel rested and now they are ready to give their best to the work, they are likely to be more focused and productive as well. Having a dedicated workspace and time for professional tasks also reduces distractions and enhances efficiency. And that um, enhances professional performance also. On the professional side, maintaining boundaries can lead to improved performance. When individuals are well rested, mentally refreshed, and have a sense of fulfillment in their personal lives, they bring more energy and creativity to their professional endeavors. And then it also leads to healthy relationships. Separating personal and professional life contributes to healthier relationships. Clear boundaries allow individuals to be fully present and engaged with their family and friends when they are in personal mode. It's not like they are in personal mode, they are trying to spend time with their family, but they also have to tend to work needs. And I'm not saying when you're spending time with your family, you have to completely stop the work. Yes, you can do that, but there should be a designated hour for that. It shouldn't be like you are having a nice dinner or you're having a nice lunch and then you have work commitments on the table, on the dinner table or on the lunch table. So that should not happen. Now, clear boundaries are very important. It will also foster stronger connections and mutual understanding. And that leads me to my next point, which is reduced stress and anxiety. If you're constantly juggling personal and professional fronts or responsibilities and you don't have a clear boundary, it can lead to heightened stress and anxiety. So, the best way is to compartmentalize these aspects of your life so that you can manage stresses and you can also maintain a sense of control. And when you start doing that, you also start respecting your personal time. Establishing boundaries communicates to colleagues, to clients, and employers that personal time is valuable and it should be respected. And if you don't respect your personal time, no one else will. And once you start respecting your personal time and you start communicating those needs, it can actually lead to a healthier work culture where everyone acknowledges the importance of downtime for overall well being. And then it leads to long term satisfaction. Striking a balance between personal and professional life contributes to long term satisfaction and fulfillment. Achieving success in one area at the expense of the other may lead to regret or a sense of unfulfillment in the long run. So it's really important for long term satisfaction to maintain those boundaries. And it also makes you adaptable and flexible because if you have clear boundaries, you can more easily transition between work and personal responsibilities. You can more easily adjust your focus and your mindset as needed. Ultimately, the importance of keeping personal and professional life separate lies in creating a holistic and fulfilling life that encompasses both personal happiness and professional success. It's about recognizing the value each aspect brings to one's overall well being and ensuring that neither area undermines the other. I hope you have understood the importance of maintaining a boundary, creating a clear boundary between personal and professional life. Now, let's see what are different ways to maintain that separation. The number one step I want to start with is clear boundaries. You need to define clear boundaries in your life. First and foremost, it is crucial to define clear boundaries. This means establishing dedicated working hours and communicating them to everyone involved, be it colleagues, be it clients, or family members. You have to set these boundaries so that you can create a structure in your life that helps you stay focused during work hours and fully engaged in your personal time. So, boundaries would be step number one. Step number two is creating a physical separation. Now, this is also very important. You have to create a physical separation between work and personal space because if you can do that, somehow it also sends a signal to your brain. There is a mental separation also. And this is actually a key element. Whether you work from home or you are working from an office, having a designated workspace can make a significant difference. It becomes a mental cue. helping you transition. And we talked about cues in Atomic Habits book, or when I was talking about Atomic Habits, book by James Clear. He also talks about cues a lot. So when you start creating a physical separation between your work and your personal space, it becomes a mental cue, and it helps you transition from work mode to personal life when you step away from your desk. Another step I want to highlight, or another tip that I want to highlight, is the use of separate devices. If you consider using separate devices for work and personal use, it can be a game changer. It can reduce the temptation to check work emails or messages during your downtime. I like to use my laptop for my work, and I like to use my iPad for reading blogs and other things I want to do in my downtime. Sometimes I like to read, uh, uh, you know, growth blogs where I can actually learn something. But that too, I really enjoy doing that in my downtime, right? But the point is, having distinct tools for each aspect of your life can help you foster a clear mental division. So try using separate devices. If you can't do that, you can also create a separation in your system, in your laptop or somewhere. But if you can afford different devices, that's a good idea. You are using your mobile phone for calls and messaging, maybe, and your laptop for emails and work related stuff, and then you can use your iPad for uh, things you want to do in your downtime. Maybe it could be reading, could be watching sports, could be watching movies and all of that. So that's another step. And another thing I wanna talk about is communication guidelines. Now, this is actually very important. Just like we talked about establishing boundaries, it is also important to establish some guidelines around communication. See, communication is the key, whether it is personal life or professional life. So, if you can clearly communicate your availability and set expectations regarding your response times, it can help you separate personal and professional life. You can utilize tools like automated responses for work emails during non working hours. You can manage expectations, and it will not only reduce stress but also help create a healthy work life balance. There are wonderful automated responses for work emails when you're not working. So that will help you stay mentally and physically with your family when you're not working. And that also leads me to another important point, which is to use technology wisely. Let's talk tech. You can leverage technology to support your boundaries. You can, again, like I talked about automated responses, you can set up automated responses. You can also turn off non essential notifications. You can use many productivity tools to streamline your work. You can use technology powerfully. It is very powerful. It is your friend in helping you maintain the separation between your personal and professional life. And you should also communicate with your family and friends, because so far we've been talking about uh, communicating your boundaries and communication guidelines, communicating them with your colleagues, but you should also communicate them with your family and friends. Open communication with your loved ones is very crucial. You should keep them in the loop about your work schedule and the importance of designated personal time. So they will understand that when you're working, and that way they will not try to contact you during those uh, in that hour, or during that time, and that will help you complete your work. You can be fully present and work on the project you're working on, and their understanding and support will go a long way in helping you maintain the balance you seek. So, communicate with family and friends. And the last step would be reflecting and adjusting. So, regular reflection is key. You should regularly assess how well you are maintaining the separation between personal and professional life. What is working, what is not working, what needs adjustment. So, you should be flexible in adapting your strategies to align with your evolving priorities and circumstances. And As we wrap today's episode, remember that achieving a balance between personal and professional life is an ongoing journey. It's not like you create a schedule and you note down the points and you can achieve it all. It doesn't work like that. It's an ongoing journey. It's about creating boundaries that allow you to thrive in both aspects of your life. And again, self reflect from time to time and make adjustments where needed, right? Until next time, take care of yourselves and find that sweet spot where your personal and professional pursuits coexist harmoniously.